Hi, my name is George, and in this video I'm just going to share a little bit about why TrainAsOne is filling some blanks into your training plan. The great thing about TrainAsOne is that it is very dynamic about the way that you choose to run, and provides a training program that is dynamically and customized to your situation and your goals. What it's not so great at is to share some of the rationale why it does certain things that an actual coach would help you do. So I thought in this video we cover specifically why there are sometimes blanks in the training program that TrainAsOne recommends for you. So in the screen you can see my training over the last few weeks, and if we scroll down, you notice that I have actually 3 consecutive days where I have no running in there whatsoever. You'll also see that my Mondays are dedicated rest days. I have set a commitment in TrainAsOne to ensure that my Mondays are always complete rest days. I use those for recovery every single week. And then I have more intense weeks and less intense weeks where I take a rest day after a high intensity workout, such as a training interval. And you will see that there is a pattern over these few weeks. I've done repetition or interval workouts over this last training block, and therefore have had quite an intense training block. So then after the last week, where you see I did a TrainAsOne assessment and some economy runs and a threshold run. Then I did a longer easy run, an hour and 48, followed by a 2-hour 12 pickup run, which is at a higher intensity as well. So actually TrainAsOne has then suggested for me to take the Sunday off as well and have 4 consecutive rest days. Now if you just trust TrainAsOne, it will end up working out fine, but if you're curious why that is and why it's a good thing for you to actually observe that rest period, is that the body needs time to adapt to the training. So I have focused this last training block on high intensity work, on ideally raising my maximum cardiovascular capacity, which is referred to through the VO2 max ratio, so the amount of oxygen that my body is able to transport. And in order for my body to now actually reap the rewards of all that hard work that I put into this high intensity training block, my body needs time to adapt. So TrainAsOne has recognized this and has seen that actually there has been quite a lot of high intensity work going on. You can also see that here on the right hand side, that the training load has been quite high, and the training points is an experimental new figure that shows how accurate your training was based on what Tao suggested. So you can see that this figure only shows from this week onwards, which is when I switched to Tao. So what worked well for me is that Tao has recognized that I have done this high intensity training block, and I had actually planned to take a few days off anyway before switching to Tao. So Tao has recommended the same thing, which is very encouraging. Not only for seeing that there was benefits to the way that I had designed my training plan before, but also to see that Tao is actually compatible with the way that I would have wanted my training plan to look like, based on the half dozen to a dozen books or so that I had read about running training over the last few years. So over these 4 days, I kind of cheated a little bit here. On the first day, I went on a very, very slow recovery type jog together with my wife around the park, which is our weekly tradition. But other than that, I've done no running on these other 3 days, because my body needs time to adapt and respond to the training. So it's been stressed over these 4 weeks on the high intensity work, and now I'm not applying the same stress, and the body will use the time to recover and to adapt, and hopefully to realize this adaptation, and offer me with a higher cardiovascular capacity than I've had prior to this training block. And the proof will be in the pudding. So you can see on Thursday, I have Tao has scheduled for me this 3.2 kilometer assessment run. I'm going to the local track here in order to have an even surface without any interruption. And I have high hopes that my VO2 max level, my cardiovascular capacity has increased, and hopefully also my lactate threshold. So that capacity of me where I can work at higher intensity without for about an hour or 90 minutes before I have to slow down again. So when the different energy system is energy readiness system is switching over. So I'm probably gonna do a separate video where I'm going to explain a bit more about these different levels of intensity and how it correlates with how your body is making energy available to you. But in this video, I really wanted to focus on explaining why your Tao program might have some gaps every once in a while when you've had some certain training blocks and there's time with your goal race or goal event that you're training towards. So hopefully this provides you some comfort and assurance that you just trust the Tao training plan and know that your body is actually at work while you are recovering. So during those days, I wouldn't even really cross-train, just keep some walking light, eat some healthy, nutritious food, and hopefully you're doing that anyway, but especially also during those days, keep your nutrition on a healthy level, keep yourself hydrated, and let the body do its work. So while you feel you're not really doing much and you might have the running itch, try to distract yourself otherwise. Maybe watch some running videos on YouTube, or as you might be doing right now, or watch some race reports. Right now there's UTMB work, so that's a good distraction for me as well when I feel the itch on today, the third day of this recovery block. But rest assured that your body is hard at work adapting to the training that you have put in previously. So hope that was helpful. If you found the information helpful in here, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think and what ideas you have for future videos related to running that I might put out there for you. So thank you very much for your time, and all the best for your training, and happy running. Thank you.